Mam Ria is actually back in the news because she is going toe-to-toe with SAFA. If you don't know, on March 6th, Ria was given the status of persona non grata at SAFA, meaning that she couldn't take any part in any footballing that happens within the country. And then also, it just so happens that 3 days later, I'm not going to say they're related, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, SAFA just so happens to be raided by the Hawks. And now, over the past week, that persona non grata has been lifted. Now, if you don't know, Ria was one of the NEC members, the vice presidents of SAFA, a while ago. She used to have a team called Iria Stars, which was bought, the status was bought by the league. When the league changed from an 18-team league to a 16-team league, she was one of the teams that was taken over by the PSL, essentially removed by the PSL, but still served as an NEC member. And she has a long history in South African football. Now, that has been lifted, and she's been talking a lot about contesting and changing South African football. The last elections that SAFA had, she was one of the candidates to take part, completely decimated by Danny Jordaan, who managed to get 218 of the votes, if I'm not mistaken, versus her 24. So it was a landslide win for Danny Jordaan, and now she's back, wanting to change football, giving out a call to legends such as Dr. Khumalo that they must stand up and they have the power to change what we call this SAFA of ours and how it's structured and how it runs, right? She's also called on fans to back her, fans to come out and support her. And she's also got the support of former NEC members, people like Leslie Sidibe, former CEO of SAFA. You have people like Dennis Mumble, who was also CEO, if I'm not mistaken, and Bo Vernon Seymour, and those type of people who've come out in support of her and her wanting to change football and her being the person that they want to put in front to change it. Now, honestly speaking, I don't mind the call for a change. I don't mind that Ria is speaking out, and I don't mind that Danny Jordaan that people want Danny Jordaan to be removed. My only issue is that it feels as though our football is being run by the same people. And it feels as though these fights that they're having are not necessarily fights to try change football for the better, but it's more fights to see who can sit at the table and who can lead the charge. If you remember correctly, Abu Dennis Bumble, all of those guys were champions of Danny Jordaan when he came in. Were champions. Were people who were backing him, protecting him. Saying that he's got a very good idea for football and he needs to do well. And they were the people who were behind him. Now it seems as though they've lost their seats at the table. They've fallen out of favor with the person who's in power, and that is what's causing this. And that is what scares me, that maybe this fight, all of these things are not coming from a sincere place. Not coming from a place where we want to genuinely impact South African football. We see that structurally something's wrong. I don't hear of candidates coming out for these NEC positions, candidates coming out for the presidentship when they're trying to take out Danny Jordaan. I don't hear them speaking about how they want to fundamentally change how football runs in the country. It feels as though all of them are coming in to try get a handle of the power. And for me, that is part of my issue with this. My other issue is, guys, why are we looking back? Why are we looking back to Dr. Khumalo, Mam Ria, Dr. Ivan khoza sit in the NEC, they're vice presidents. Why are we looking to them to change football? Where are the new names that are going to take our football into the future? Are the legends qualified? Are the legends the right people? Should we not be looking for administration people? Think about SAFA right now. How many of the NEC members, how many of their vice presidents are actual football players? Just think about it. How many are actual football players? Or are they just really great administrators? About Dr. Ivan khoza. Wonderful administrator. As far as I know, I don't think he's played football professionally. So when you look at these type of things and you see SAFA, that is the issue I have. The other issue I have is that, guys, we're not all as powerless as they seem to be. They're making it out to be. Think about it. Mam Ria came out and said that how decisions are made within SAFA is that Danny Jordaan calls this one and that one calls that one and that one calls that one. Then all of a sudden a decision is made. A decision is taken. Then they move that way. Are we ready to believe that she can't make those calls? She can't make those moves? She can't whisper? Or is that part of the problem that I'm speaking about with the way our football is structured? I don't know, guys. Do you know that there's 57 NEC members? 57 NEC members. 4 vice presidents. Natasha Chikla's former Sundowns owner is one of them. Dr. Ivan Khoza, by virtue of being the PSL chairperson, is one of them. And then there's 57 other people. Do we know the 57 other people? Why are they voting? Who are they voting for? Why are they loyal? Are we going to see other people who fall out of power later on also come and want to fight this thing? Whereas when they were part of these structures, they weren't fighting. But I will give her credit. The one thing that I really enjoy about what she spoke about, I really enjoy, was her saying that SAFA must be disbanded from the top to the bottom. Hi guys, no. Too much politics, too much personal fights. Too many of these things are happening at SAFA. And for me, it's born from these people. Today Nyatanda, tomorrow I'm Kestin Nematandani, the next day I'm Danny Jordaan, the next day I'm with this one, but then I want to call the legends and this one needs to... No, guys. Happy these are older people. Are we really trusting on older people to be the guys that run the football? To come with new ideas? Yes, there is a place for experience. There's a place for experience. But are these people the ones we should be looking to in order to take football forward? Have they not had their time? We're going to speak about Dr. Ivan Khoza a bit later on, and him possibly stepping down and the things that are being said. But are they not creating room? Are they not creating room for new people to come up? Why are we not seeing that? People can go out into the wilderness, not do anything with SAFA, and all of a sudden we see them back. Who knows? Maybe Kestin Nematandani will also be back. His ban ended 3 years ago. I'm sorry, guys. And we need to start asking questions. 57 NEC members that all have votes, that all have a say. Yes, they're provincial members. Yes, do we know them? Do you know? I'm in Gauteng. Do we know who the Gauteng member is? How they elected? What they do? Can we trust that those people are the ones that are doing the right thing? Or are we always going to see Danny Jordaan, but when the votes come in, it's 218 votes to Danny Jordaan versus 21 for Mam Ria. That's our football. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to briefly touch on that. I think a change is needed. I just don't trust that the motivations for this change are good. I don't trust that. I think it's people picking their own sides and looking to get their own power. Danny Jordaan has been a problem for how long? How long? When was the 2010 World Cup? 14 years ago. How long? With all due respect. How do we know that they want a good thing when they were sitting through all of this time? You know, it's funny. It's so much like our politics in general in the country, where you sit back and you go, you've started a new party. Why have you started a new party? Is it because you no longer have a table at you no longer have a chair at the big table? Are you just disgruntled at the fact that you're no longer sitting at the table, or do you really want to change things? And are we calling for a system change, or are we calling for just faces to shuffle? Old faces.